Hello, welcome back to Talking Tennis. Very excited to be back today, especially for Novak Djokovic against Yannick Hanfmann in Geneva. As we just get the score up on a screen, it has just started. Djokovic serving first and 30 love up already. But yeah, an exciting sort of prospect for Novak Djokovic to be playing Geneva this week, I think. I don't think many of us were necessarily expecting him to be playing Geneva this week. Certainly not a few weeks ago, but it makes sense, I think. I think we all agree that it makes sense that he's decided he needs a little bit more prep before Roland Garros. I think there's probably a few players that are in this Geneva 250 who perhaps feel like they need a little bit more prep before Roland Garros. For Casper Ruud, I think it sounds like, a bit of a tough one for him today, but he did come through it. So that's good preparation on the other side of things. Taylor Fritz losing to Mickelson, certainly not the preparation he would have wanted before Roland Garros. So that might be a bit of a blow to his confidence. And I suppose that's the sort of gamble you're taking playing the week before the French Open is if you play well and you do well, it can be a real boost to your chances and your confidence. If you don't play so well and you lose early, like Taylor Fritz, is it more harm than good? I thought Taylor Fritz was having a great play season prior to this week. So, it's a bit of a gamble. But Novak Djokovic will be hoping to come through this one today. He's just got through his first service game without any issues. So that's a good start for him, at least against Hanfmann. Hanfmann, who, of course, has just beaten Andy Murray yesterday, sort of over 2 days because of a rain delay, but did, in fact, get it done yesterday against Andy Murray, 7-5, 6-2. I did watch that one. I watched yesterday's bit of that one. And, not too much of a fight from Andy Murray in that one. Obviously, he always fights hard, but not too much that he was able to do against Hanfmann. So it'd be interesting. I think, I could see this one being some lengthy sets. Perhaps I feel like both are going to hold on to their serve pretty well. Hi, Oggy. Nice to see you in the chat, by the way. And Elam. Hi, welcome. Good to see you as well. What are you expecting this Djokovic match to look like? And maybe even more broadly, what are you expecting from Geneva? I don't know, it's hard at the moment. Obviously, normally, if Novak Djokovic was playing Geneva, we would immediately assume it's his to lose. But at the moment, do we think that Djokovic is going to win the whole tournament? I don't know, difficult to tell. That was a lovely forehand down the line from Novak Djokovic, though. Gorgeous, painted the line. We've only got 5 votes so far in the poll, so if you are watching, please do add to that. But 4 out of 5 of you do think Djokovic will win the Geneva title. Okay, that's a good indicator then of what we're feeling. I'm trying to think what I think. I think he will probably take the Geneva title as well. But I'm very conflicted, like Elan's saying. Normally I wouldn't dare bet against Nole, but given his recent form, yeah, exactly. I wouldn't either. Very much not a believer in betting against Novak. And I still sort of believe that at some point that's going to come back around again. It's just a little blip, but who knows? But yes, I will go with Djokovic winning Geneva. I think it's probably about time. Hanfmann 40-15 here on his first service game. Some decent rallies going on. Lovely inside-out forehand from Djokovic. Comes towards the net, puts away forehand cross-court. 40-30. Oh, an interview with Magda Linette. That would be very interesting. I have been watching quite a bit of Strasbourg when I can this week. I was watching Svitolina before this, actually. So I've heard that that's gone to a third set. But obviously, very excited about Nick's power rankings coming out soon. That I spoke to him about them the other day, and he was still sort of putting them together and perhaps struggling to put them together. So I'm excited to see what he's decided on, particularly on the Coco Gauff, Danielle Collins decision. I think that's quite a big one for him, which one's fourth. So Hanfmann, a little bit of a scare from Djokovic at 40-30, but he does manage to hold his own service game for 1-1. Just zooming in on some German flags in the crowd. So there are some supporters both ways, but a big chant of happy birthday rang out around the stadium as Novak Djokovic entered. It is, of course, his 37th birthday today. Oh, I thought that was an ace from Djokovic, but must have been just out. Second serve. Into a long rally. Djokovic has gone for a drop shot. It wasn't very good, but Hanfmann's approach was worse, and he puts it long. So 15 love. Don't worry, Elam. I think I only know that Strasbourg is in France because of tennis. Otherwise, I think if you hear the name, you'd probably assume Germany just from the Strasbourg sounds a bit German. But yeah, no, it is in France. I would argue, and it's only been, 5 minutes? I would argue already Djokovic looking 100 times better than he did when I last watched him play, which was pretty bad against Tabilo, I've got to be honest. Whether you want to blame that on the water bottle or anything else is your prerogative. No, I'm not going to claim anything here. But yeah, no, it was a really poor performance, I thought, in Rome against Tabilo. And he's already looking like he's making better decisions and hitting better shots today. And he's 2-1 pretty quickly, again, getting through his service games so far at quite a pace. I didn't know that about Arsene Wenger. That's a good little fact. Friends of the show! Let's listen to the Friends of the show. I love the Friends of the show.
Ready? Play.
My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca George, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom. Yeah.
My name is Zainab Sammaz, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paolini, and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time.
There are so many new ones since I last watched the Friends of the Show. I'm so glad I got to see that. I'm most excited, actually, weirdly, about Lloyd Harris. Quite like Lloyd Harris, especially when he had that sort of period where he was really good. I loved watching him. Very excited. All those Friends of the Show. Jasmine Paolini, obviously. Hi, Nerlin. Great to see you. Hope you're well. I feel like I haven't seen you in the chat in a little while. I've got some sort of memory of Lloyd Harris at Wimbledon, but I can't remember why that would be the case. Something. Anyway, he does seem really nice. That forehand just a little bit long from Hanfmann, so love 15 after the change over. Oh, and a Strasbourg update. Clara Burrell up a break in the third, says John. Wow, that's quite impressive. Lovely cross-court forehand from Hanfmann there to make it 15 all. Found a good angle. Very nice play from Hanfmann there. Served out incredibly wide and then cheeky little drop shot. Novak nowhere near it. And that return goes long. 40-15. It did feel like both players might be pretty confident on their service games to me from the first. Thinking about this match beforehand, as Hanfmann hits an ace to win the game, make it 2-all. John, of course, going back to the Strasbourg Stadium, as he should. Very exciting match going on between Clara Burrell and Elina Svitolina there. I'll try and keep you updated on that. I've got a question from Nerlin, and of course, Iga related. From what you've seen so far, what adjustments do you think Iga should make for her to be successful on grass and other fast surfaces? It's a good question, Nerlin. I think it's one that a lot of people are asking at the moment. Obviously, seeing just how dominant Iga is on clay sort of brings up expectations to be dominant on other surfaces, or certainly not maybe expectations, but certainly a desire to see her manage to translate her game onto the grass. And the other fast surfaces, I don't think she's too far off. I think, we've seen her improve year on year. Do I think she's going to win Wimbledon this year? No. But do I think she can get closer again, quarterfinal? She was quarterfinal last year, which I was pretty sad about because I went to the women's semi-final last year and just missed her. But I think she can probably do the same this year, quarterfinal, semi-final, maybe even a final. In terms of what adjustments, your specific question, Nerlin, what adjustments? It's difficult, isn't it? Because she's just so good at, that backhand down the line. I'm thinking about that final against Sabalenka in Rome. I almost think it's going to be more about how she's feeling in a certain grass tournament. I think her confidence at the moment isn't all-time high. That's going to help. I almost think her actual game, obviously there's little things she can do. I think she needs to get better at the net to be really successful on grass, to be honest. But overall, I think most of her game, if she is feeling it at Wimbledon, I think it's not out of the realm of possibility for her to have some grass success. Maybe not at Wimbledon so much, but, Berlin. Yeah, it's a great question, though. Probably one better suited to some people who are very, very good analysts of the different surfaces and stuff. But thank you for asking, Nell, and I hope we can see some grass improvement and adjustments from Iga this season. And I feel like I only looked away there for about 30 seconds and Novak's already whizzed through another service game. Make it 3-2. Hi, Matthew. Thanks for joining us. Great to see you. Novak will definitely be vulnerable in this match. A serious upset is possible. I expect Novak to be much more determined than he was versus Tabilo. Yeah, absolutely. We were talking about, I don't know if you were here at the start of the stream, we were talking about whether we think Djokovic is going to win Geneva as a whole. Obviously, whether he wins this match is more pertinent. It's weird because I think 100% he can win Geneva. And yet, like you say, it doesn't feel like it would be totally mind-blowing if an upset was to happen today or during the tournament. So it's really difficult with Novak at the moment because we all know what he's capable of. And we know he's not quite reaching that, but it feels like a matter of time to me until he will be. I do think he's looking better already than he was against Tabilo in terms of his decision making and in terms of the shots he's playing already. That backhand in particular is looking better to me. A little update from John, who is at Strasbourg and in the stadium for the Borrell-Svitolina match, and Borrell is a double break up against Svitolina in the third set. Wow. I haven't looked at the actual score. Give me a second. 4-1. And serving. Wow. Very impressive from Clara Borrell. Not totally shocking to me, only because I think overall, I don't think we can say Svitolina's had a successful play season so far, or a very successful play season. Obviously, that match against Sabalenka, brilliant, could have gone either way. She was amazing, not taking anything away from that. But I think as a season as a whole, it's not been the best clay season for Svitolina. And Rome felt like a little bit of an outlier in how well she was playing. So not totally shocking to me if she does pull off an upset here, Clara Borrell. Hanfmann, love 15 on his own service game for the second time in a row. Feels like one of his tactics today, Hanfmann, is to go for that drop shot. I don't know whether he thinks Djokovic isn't going to get there. It's worked a couple of times, but I don't know, feels interesting. That one didn't work at all, went into the net. First time Djokovic has had a look at love 30. Let's service from Hanfmann. Keep an eye on that while we chat. I'll come back to your question in just a second, Nolan. I'm going to start with Sean. Hi, Sean. Thanks for joining us. Asking, just because it's about the Djokovic match that's currently on, and I'll come back to you in the break, Nolan. Do you think Djokovic is hoping to win the tournament or just get it a couple of matches in? I know there's a lot of talk at the moment about Djokovic's motivation. Where's he getting his motivation now? Because he's objectively the greatest of all time and he's overtaken everyone on everything and he's won everything, and obviously the Olympics is a separate issue, but overall, where's he getting his motivation? I think there's a lot of to be said about intrinsic motivation for these top champions. As Djokovic has 3 break points here, I do think Djokovic will be hoping to win the tournament, because I just don't think there's a tournament that Djokovic enters where he's not hoping to win it. I just can't imagine that. I think those sort of champions, you're not going to play for anything else other than the win. Whether he's expecting to win it, obviously we don't know behind the scenes how he's feeling and everything, but I certainly think he'd be hoping to. Hanfmann saves the first break point. There's still 2 more for Djokovic to look at here. Lovely length on that backhand down the line, but forehand down the line goes into the net. Another break point saved for Yannick Hanfmann. And Borrell 5-1 up, so 1 game away from pulling off the upset against Svitolina and making it into the quarterfinals in Strasbourg. CEB, hi. Drop shot is overused. Do you think the drop shot is overused against Djokovic in this particular match, or are you saying in general you think in tennis the drop shot is overused? I'm intrigued. Oof. Djokovic taking control of this point. Inside out forehand. Cross-court forehand. Gets it done. Only needed the 3 break points. He's made it 4-2 after just 21 minutes. Just looked on top of things there. Found the right angles. Nicely done from Djokovic. Such a long build up to that serve. I couldn't see the time clock, but it just felt like a really long time. Surprised he didn't get any sort of violation there. Nice serve down the middle. Huge forehand cross court from Hanfmann. And it's big enough, 15-all. Oh, okay, so drop shot you think overused in general, but not necessarily on clay. It's more effective on clay. Yeah, absolutely it is. And biggest sort of obvious thing to talk about for me in terms of the drop shot at the moment is how Aryna Sabalenka used it to get to the Rome final, because I think she utilised it brilliantly there and it seemed to come a little bit out of nowhere. And then she got to the final against Iga and I was thinking, oh, she's going to drop shot Iga all the time. It's going to be really frustrating, but could really work. And she just didn't at all, really. Maybe once or twice, but it wasn't a real tactic that she was employing. I was quite surprised. I thought that would be more prominent in her game plan in that Rome final. Hanfmann with his first sort of half look in here on a Djokovic service game. He's been racing through them up to this point, but it is 15-30. Oof. Lovely topspin from Hanfmann there. And he does get 2 break points on the Djokovic serve. Hit that forehand beautifully. There's a cat who very desperately wants to get into this room. So, 2 break points here for Hanfmann. Big serve down the tee from Djokovic, but into a baseline rally. Djokovic putting a bit more depth on that forehand down the line, and Hanfmann puts it in the net. So 1 breakpoint saved. He really won't want to elongate this first set now that he's got the break. Djokovic, I think he'd be quite gutted if Hanfmann broke straight back. Because up until this point, he was looking pretty good. So second break point, 30-40. Into a backhand rally. Hanfmann puts it long. And he saved the 2 break points, Djokovic. We're at deuce. Just to give you a quick Strasbourg update, Clara Burel has pulled off the upset against Elina Svitolina. She's won that third set 6-1. So she heads into the quarterfinal. Not positive who she'll be playing, but I'll have a look. I don't know why the WTA website instantly thinks I want to look at things for 2025. Not best UI. Okay, Clara Burel, lovely. She'll be playing the winner of the next match on the main court in Strasbourg. Danielle Collins against Siniakova. Fun. It's an exciting one. Keep an eye on that while we're watching this one with Djokovic at a game point for 5-2. Pretty simple rally there, but Hanfmann puts it in the net, and good hold from Djokovic there. 4 points in a row from 15-40 to consolidate that break, make it 5-2. Nicely done. And as we change ends, I promised Nerlin I would go back to his question, so I will. And Nerlin asks, apart from Iga, who are the top 5 WTA players I'm most excited about? And I follow their results closely every week. That's a great question. Excited about, it's an interesting one because that sort of would suggest perhaps you're thinking about like young players that I'm excited about coming up. There's probably, there's loads. I follow a lot of WTA players, as we know, but top 5, I definitely follow Wang Jinyu. Ever since she won the French Open women's doubles with Shea Su Wei, I've been following her singles career relatively closely. I always keep an eye on her results. I always try and watch her matches when I can. I really enjoy watching her. She had a great win this week. Not today. She lost to Madison Keys today pretty badly. Well, in the second set anyway, 7-5, 6-love, but she had a great win against Anna Kalinskaya, 6-4, 7-6 this week first. I think she's quite exciting. She's 22, I know. We've got used to some pretty great 22-year-olds in WTA, but that is still young, and she's got time. I think she could really rise through the rankings. Other players I'm excited about. I tend to watch Leylah Fernandez. I keep an eye on her. I enjoy watching her play, and I've enjoyed watching her game evolve over the last few years. Good rally here in the Djokovic match. Oof. Novak goes for the drop shot. Doesn't get it. Also, is it snow? I've been worried to ask this because I feel like it's a stupid question, but there's no stupid questions here on Talking Tennis. Is it snowing in Geneva? It really looks on my screen like it's snowing. It can't be, right? But what is that if not snow? It looks like snow on my screen. Let me know if you're watching it, whether you think it's snowing in Geneva. Nelen, Andreeva, great shout. Yes, I absolutely follow Andreeva. I think she's very exciting. It really annoys me how much expectation there seems to be on her. Like the bookies putting her in the top however many favourites for the French Open. I find that really bizarre. Nothing against her whatsoever. I just think it's so unnecessary. At her age and at her stage in the career, we should be enjoying watching her at the moment and excited for what's to come. But yeah, certainly her. Noshkova, absolutely excited about her. I think she's a great talent for the future. And already, let's be real. Hanfmann doing well on this service game. Of course, he has to do well on this service game to stay in this first set. Oh, I take it all back. Gorgeous return from Novak Djokovic. Stunning down the line forehand. Not a chance you're getting near that. Lovely stuff. Still a game point though. Yeah, Elam, there's no way it's snowing, right? But then why does it look like there's snow in the air? What is it? I promise it's not just my eyes. There is something swirling around these players. Nice serve from Hanfmann. Makes it 5-3. Ensures that Djokovic is going to have to serve this out if he wants to take this first set. No Raducanu as a Brit. Oh, I know. When it comes to tennis, I'm not a great Brit, I'll be honest. I certainly enjoy the British players, and a lot of the time that's what's on TV, so I watch quite a bit of the British players and I appreciate them and I root for them, but I certainly, for me anyway, I'm not a huge, I'm not a big person for supporting people just because they're British. That's not really how I watch tennis. I just sort of love tennis players, whatever. The nationality doesn't tend to factor into my supporting of tennis players. In terms of Raducanu, I find it a bit difficult to sort of find her exciting at the moment, but that doesn't mean she is not a prospect for the future and a talent, and she has got so many talents, you know, I really do believe that. I still believe she's got more to show us. I still believe we're going to see more from Emma Raducanu. But in terms of the sort of players that I'm, you know, watching out for their results, obviously I am watching out for Raducanu, but it's not necessarily in the same way as Andreeva, Noshkova, Wang Jingyu, that sort of thing. But I'm certainly rooting for Raducanu. I'd love to see her sort of reach that potential that we all think she's got at some point. Oof. Unkind net cord there to Hanfmann puts Djokovic in full control of this rally. And he does take it with a little apology. 15-all. It's got to be pollen or something. Yeah, could it be? Maybe it's pollen, or there just seemed to be a lot of it a minute ago. Yeah, but you're right. It's not snow. That's a ridiculous thought. Who knows? It's still, there's quite a lot of it swirling down around them. Who knows? Sean, in individual sports, I'm mostly unpatriotic. Yeah. Me too. It's just not sort of my main criteria for choosing players that I support, but that by no means is because I don't support the British players. It's just not my main focus. Having said that, there's plenty of British players I really enjoy watching. Liam Brodie is one of them. I'm a big fan of Liam Brodie as well. I think he's fab. Jack Draper, I think, is definitely exciting for the future. I think there's just little things he needs to do, isn't there? You can see how much talent that boy's got. He's going to is going to do well, I think. And certainly excited by some of the prospects of these young juniors on the British side. Hannah Klugman, is that her name? I really just suddenly had this awful feeling that I was totally butchering that. No, that is her name. Oh, thank goodness. She's exciting to me, Hannah Klugman. 30 all here on the Djokovic serve as he's trying to close out this first set with either snow or pollen swirling around him. Oh, Djokovic going for the drop shot that time, timed it brilliantly. Big fist pump from Novak as he reaches set point. I'd love to know for the people who are watching, just because I'm quite interested by it. I've seen quite a lot of people saying that they are not that bothered by Olympic tennis and not really looking forward to it, and it's not something that they really follow. I'd be really interested. The people who are watching, let me know. Are you looking forward to Olympic tennis, or is the Olympics a time where you tend to watch a load of sports that you don't normally get a chance to? To be fair, that is usually my Olympic experience. Oh, this time they're trading drop shots here. They really are believing in the power of the drop shot, and it has worked very well for Hanfmann here. Lovely backhand drop shot down the line. Takes it to deuce. You're right, Elam. It's not it's not entirely impossible, but I still feel like I must be seeing something wrong, and somebody's suddenly going to say, "Come on, Kira, it's obviously not snow. It's, I don't know, petals from the flowers by the side of the court." I don't know. So Djokovic unable to take that first set point, but he has got more chances here at deuce. Hanfmann hitting some huge forehands. Djokovic trying to go to his backhand to stop him from hitting those huge forehands, and he hits a huge backhand across court. Lovely stuff from Hanfmann. He sets up a break point here against Djokovic, his third of the set. He's not managed to take them before. Chinese players, Nellen, I would rate them in the order that you've written them in terms of their current ability. Really enjoy Zheng as well. I really enjoy watching her. I think she's got a lot of stick since that Australian Open final because she's maybe not done as well and people think she had an easy route to it, but I think she's got a great game and a lot of potential. She's only 21, I believe. Yeah, 21. I think people have seemed to really overlook that about her. Still at break point here for Yannick Hanfmann. He's misjudged that return though. Goes long, and we're back at deuce. Elam saying, I watch the Olympic tennis for sure, mix it in with other sports though. I love the Olympics for the track events mostly. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've definitely watched more track events at the Olympics than I ever have otherwise. I'm exactly the same. I'll watch the Olympic tennis, definitely. I find it exciting, but I do like the Olympics as an opportunity to watch a load of sports I don't normally watch. Hanfmann really holding his own in these baseline rallies against Djokovic. finding another cross-court forehand that's just too good and setting up another break point. And Djokovic getting a little bit frustrated now. Not sure if he's directing that towards his box or who that was directed towards, but a bit of frustration there for Novak. First serve goes into the net. Second serve unreturned. That's twice on breakpoint. He's not managed to return the serve now, Hanfmann, and it's not been that difficult, so I think he'll be a little bit frustrated with himself there. Oof. Djokovic looked there like he was just in the wrong position more than anything else. Sort of had to snatch at that forehand. Didn't get it right at all, went into the net. Third break point here for Yannick Hanfmann. These feel quite crucial for how Novak's going to manage to carry on the rest of this match. He's getting more and more frustrated the longer it's taking him to try and close out this set. Djokovic again having a bit of a moan at somebody. I can't tell. I've not got the sound on mine. I can't tell whether he's having a go at the crowd, his box. It feels like perhaps he's having a go at the crowd to me, but I don't want to say that for sure. As we're back at deuce, I'm positive he's overrunning the serve clock a little bit there. Goes for the forehand down the line. Gets it wrong, goes wide. Another break point for Yannick Hanfmann. This has been going on for a little while now, this game. And the longer it takes Novak to close it out, the less likely it's looking to me that he's going to close it out. Big serve. Big forehand down the line, but Hanfmann manages to move to get it back. Hits his overhead right at Novak, who gets it back. Comes into the net and puts away a backhand down the line. And it's now deuce. And Novak's not happy. And I think it might be because this snow has turned into what looks like rain or sleet. It definitely looks like it's raining now in Geneva. The umpire just coming down to have a little bit of a check of the lines, see how slippy things are. Novak's sat down. He is not happy to play right now. Got the umbrellas up from the ball kids. And as we can see on the scoreboard, it has been officially suspended, but they are just sitting on the benches at the moment, so maybe they don't think it's going to last long. This bit of rain. slash snow slash sleet. That's new on my coverage. I've got split screen, Hanfmann on one side, Novak on the other. Just have a look at how they're feeling about this rain delay. A lot of umbrellas up in the crowd, a lot of movement, a lot of people leaving. They might not believe that this is going to be as short-lived as the umpire and the players seem to. But, oh yeah, we've got some jackets on heads. We've got Novak packing up his bags and walking off court, I believe. Yes. So possibly a lengthier rain delay here. So maybe I was right about the snow. Thanks, Elam. So yeah, as John's saying, we're going to pause the stream for a bit so you don't just have to listen to me ramble about whether it was snowing or not for half an hour. And we will be back when they're back.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Ready? Play.
My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca George, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom. Yeah.
My name is Zainab Samaz and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paolini and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time. If there's one match from Rafa's story where you think that was a missed opportunity, there was a big chance. There
have matches,
2
or 3 in Australian Open. No more. We lose the opportunity in Wimbledon against Djokovic in semi-final.
2018.
Then we lose the opportunity more important because that was semi-final. We lose the opportunity in Australian Open. In the Australian Open 2014, 2012 and 2017.
Yeah.
In 14 because he has an injury against Wawrinka that before he had never lose against him. Then with Djokovic and Federer, he had breakup in the fifth.
Yeah.
And 40-30 or the 30-50. I don't remember well. It was a ball very close, goes up. But this is what happened. There was in Roland Garros 2009. Of course, he I am sure that he won. He will win. He won this tournament when he has no problems in his knee, because at this moment he was the best. He won Australian Open, then he won the tournaments on clay, and he arrived with problems in Roland Garros. For this reason, in my opinion, he loses. But there are others time that maybe he has to lose and he won.
Ready? Play.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Ready. Play.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis. Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered. Whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis. Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered. Whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Ready? Play.
Cool. Hi, we are here again in Monastir. It's my first time here, but of course it's the second time that we've had the tournament here. And I'm with the president of the Tunisian Tennis Federation. Firstly, can you just introduce yourself?
I'm Salma. I am doctor in sports psychology. I teach in the High University of Sports, and I am the president of Tunisian Tennis Federation. I'm also member in the board of ITF. I represent Africa.
Nice. Tell me, how has it been this year, for example, compared to last year? Last year was the first version, so now you're an expert at hosting a tennis tournament.
Let's say not really an expert, but this edition we have more good players compared to last year, because last year the best players was 80, and in this year we have 26, 32, and it's very, very important the level of the player, the technical level of the players. Secondly, we tried to improve a little the infrastructure. That's why we did a little village. And we get, let's say, not more sponsor, but the same sponsor. As you know, tennis is not a sport popular here in Tunisia. To get sponsor, it's not easy for us. And the majority, they want to support because they have the visibility. And such an event, because it's a WTA 250, and it's diffused in beIN and all the media. That's why we get more sponsor than last year.
Good. We are missing one player this year compared to last year. Ons, unfortunately, she got injured last week in China and wasn't able to make it. How much of an impact does that have on the tournament?
To be honest, the fact that Ons doesn't play, we don't have a lot of spectators, and we try to push people to come to see tennis. As you know, Ons, she's our ambassador. Everyone loves her all over the world, especially here in Tunisia. They want to, all people, all players, all the fans of Ons, they want to see her playing here in Monastir or in Tunisia. Unfortunately, she has injury. And we did our tournament. Everything is okay. The level is very high. Every day I'm watching the matches. Really, I'm very happy because there is good players, good young players, and because they love Tunisia and they love Monastir also.
Yes. You have a 3-year situation, last year, this year, and of course next year. Is there a hope? Is there a plan to maybe continue beyond 2024?
The hope is here, yes, we can plan, but I have to discuss with EMG and WTA because, as you know, I buy the 3 edition, the tournament. Why not? Why not? It's our dream that we maintain Jasmine Open for many years, and why not also as a president of federation with my board, we hope to host also an ATP.
I can tell you that to work here is a pleasure because obviously having everything together, and it's nice. I'm from Europe, so we like some winter sun and the palm trees and the beach. What about the players? Are you communicating with the players about, are they comfortable? Are they enjoying their experience here?
Yes, yes. All the players are very happy to be here. The majority of the players that come here last year, they are here. They did a big publicity of promotion of Jasmine Open tournament. They like the weather, they have the beach, the food, and I think everything is good. The hospitality here in the hotel. The Tunisians are known to be very kind with the other people, and especially tennis, because now everyone loves tennis in Tunis in the fact of the result of Ons. And I don't know. I think that they are very happy, all the players.
Okay, one more. Next year, are you already sort of planning? I mean, are you looking at what happened last year, this year, and also thinking about, okay, what can we do next year to maybe, get even more players or make it even better for everybody? Have you already thought about next year?
Yes, we are thinking about next year. First of all, the week. It's very important to get the best week because, as you know, this time, just before the Masters, it's good. We get a good players, but it's not really the week that we want to take as a federation. Perhaps the first week of October, it will be better. And of course, we want to improve the village to get more sponsor. That's why we have to work on sponsoring next month. We don't have to wait till August or July. It will be very late. And yes, why not invite players in top 10 if Ons will not play or if Ons is not here. As you know, in sport there is always injury and we cannot control our player.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Merci.
Merci. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button.
His game when the big occasions come up, so he has to be one of the top favorites. I truly believe we had a podcast ourselves yesterday, which I do with Patrick Kühnen, called Mad Dog and Wingman, And we spoke about that obviously as well, the outlook. And I picked Carlos Alcaraz as the winner this year, just because he won just his first title on grass. I think he is extremely, in a way, extremely able to adapt to situations and to challenges, not just because he has the game, just because he's loving it. You know, he loves it to challenge himself. And I think he has learned a lot of players. When you look back at the French Open semifinals against Novak, his breakdown, his physical and mental breakdown, with a lot of players, you would say like, well, they would struggle with that for the next weeks and months to come. I think with Alcaraz, he has learned a huge lesson from that match, and it will never happen again to him. I think it made him even stronger and a better player. And that's why I really feel like he believes he can Wimbledon, and he wants to prove to the world that that was a one-off and it's not going to happen again. And I think if you would look at it and he would be honest, maybe he would say like, I want to play the final against Novak and I want to prove to the people that's not going to happen again and I'm able to win this. So my pick really is Carlos Alcaraz.
I know we're coming to the end now, Marco, but I have got one more point.
Play.
Boris Becker Holger Rune partnership, but you could also tell me about, you know, Holger and 2024 and maybe where he could go and where maybe he needs to improve.
Yeah, I think Boris is a great addition to his team. You know, you've got Holger, who's a young player, somewhat of an impulsive player, unbelievably good at coming forward. You know, this is who Medvedev should look at and just go and look at Holger Rune playing, because anything a little bit short, Holger's all over the net. So, you know, that's Boris brings credibility to win big titles. When you've got a coach, you know, this great picture you've got there, when you're looking in your coach's eyes and your coach has been number one, your coach has won multiple Grand Slams, has been an icon of our sport from a young age, I think it's a great mix. And, you know, Boris is coming out of personal troubles, and for him to be, you know, readily accepted by the rest of the tennis community and tennis fraternity straight back on tour. Boris was so engaging at in Turin. I was in the front row. He was about 15 seats down on my right, and he was standing constantly. To start with, I thought, well, his leg's sore. He needs to stand because, you know, his knee's bad. But, he brought so much energy to Holger and so much positive energy, but also strength as well. So I think that is a really good connection. I think Holger will benefit from that for sure. And I think Holger Rune has an excellent year next year, you know, a really good year. He's got such a good all-court game, probably the best all-court game since Federer retired. So his ability to jump on a short ball, his ability to attack, his ability to serve and volley, his ability to come forward with a forehand down the line when standing with 2 feet behind the baseline is probably the gold standard right now. And he just needs, you know, the forehand can get a bit impulsive. He can spray a bit with that. He can get too antsy when things aren't going his way. You know, you can see them, you know, the nerves go up a little bit. He just needs to stay calm. He needs to chill. He needs to breathe. He needs to take his time. There's nothing that there's no problem that he needs to solve. He just needs to not beat himself. And those are the messages that he needs to really take on board for next year. And, you know, he, at some stage next year, he could be number 2 in the world, challenging Novak for number 1.
Ready. Play.
So, like with Novak, obviously, you know, he plays that good first match, gets through it again, and then when he's coming off the court, then he's not looking, and a fan leans over, water bottle slips out of their bag, and hits him, you know, pretty hard in the head. So, and obviously it was a very shocking moment and probably hurt quite a bit, and he was in the hospital, and, you know, then we have that moment that John put up on the screen there, and then of course then he comes in the next day wearing a helmet, making a good joke out of it, which I thought was actually pretty funny. And then and then afterwards we're like, okay, yeah, so I think he's good to go and play. And then he shows up on the court the next day and he just does not look like Novak at all. I mean, just rushing in between points, like completely just going for bailout drop shots, like double faulting on all the big moments, and just looked like he wanted to be anywhere but on the tennis court. It was like the closest thing I've seen to Vienna 2020 when he played Sonego after he got the world number 1 ranking. But yeah, it was just he couldn't really explain it right in his press conference. He was like, I don't know if it's the water bottle. I'll have to go and do some checks and see. And he wasn't ruling it out. So, what do you sort of make of that in terms of the performance that you saw, and also within the context of his whole season so far?
If he had a concussion, then it's very explainable. If he didn't, no clue. I mean, we've definitely had some pretty weird performances from Novak this year. Not only this one. 12 and 5 for the year, I think he is. Obviously, for like Djokovic standards, that's absolute trash.
Yeah.
Two semifinals. And what can he do? I mean, I think by now it's just clear that he thinks he needs more match rhythm because he's signing up for Geneva. We're probably going to talk about that later as well, maybe about his chances. But like in terms of the sheer decision, of course, this is something that he did in 2021 as well, winning Belgrade and Roland Garros. I don't know if, after a few years, is it still possible for him to do this physically? Maybe he's just, I don't even know if he's going to win Geneva, given basically again, like the physical aspect and where he has been this year, and just sort of, no titles yet, no finals yet, and generally not looking like the world number 1. But there's always that chance that he just fires up. There's always that chance because he's the greatest of all time. And I basically have no idea what to expect from him at Roland Garros. I can't yet join the, Novak has declined to a point where he won't win anything team. I don't think it's anywhere close to me saying that. But it's definitely one of the most worrying seasons that he's had, especially as there doesn't seem to be like an underlying physical condition behind it, right? Like there's no big injury to speak of. It's kind of either just a horrible year, the worst he's had in ages, or just actually decline.
Yeah, I guess Roland Garros itself will tell us whether or not it's actually the decline, like the whole Roland Garros, Wimbledon, Olympics stretch. But in terms of him playing Geneva, that was probably not something most people expected. But it does make sense given that he is short on matches.
Yeah, I mean, it shows that he wants to get some match rhythm for sure, that he thinks he needs it. I was not expecting it at all, for sure, despite the early Rome exit. But as I said, I mean, he's done it once before. It's probably a good way of actually getting some quality practice in. 4 matches in Geneva only, potentially. You can get some actually, some really tough opponents. It's definitely going to be a stronger run. If he goes until the end, it's going to be a stronger run than that Belgrade 2021 title, because that was Moraing, Martin, Molchan, Coria. Probably no top 50 players at the time. Molchan and Coria, of course, got to the top 50 eventually, but probably not at the time. So here, I mean, he might literally face Yannick Hanfmann at altitude in the first round, or first match for him, actually. So yeah, it's going to be much tougher than that Belgrade 2021, which maybe even is good for him. I don't know.
Yeah, could be good. We'll see if he actually is able to play 4 matches, or maybe he gets 2 really physical tests and then pulls out. That's also an option. So yeah, and then we'll also see, I think for Novak, also the biggest indicator is also like his motivation, like where he's sort of at, more than the other 2 members of the big 3. It's more about his motivation than like physical decline, maybe. But we'll see. Like, has been kind of a strange year. Like,
if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Ready. Play.
Welcome everyone. Let's start the press conference. Please, questions in English.
Yannick, thank you. Congratulations. This afternoon, did you play the match of your life? And what did it feel like playing that match?
Match of my life, I don't know, but it's for sure very, very important. You know, as I say, it helps a lot. The last competition, that is a team competition, and because you get a lot of energy from your teammates, from the whole team, and then the crowd is different. And I really enjoyed playing today. It was a great match. I started off really well, and obviously in the second set he raised his level, and the third set I just tried to hold my service games and waiting for a good opportunity, which arrived on only 5-all, and I took it. And obviously it was a very crucial match for the whole team, and at the end of the match I was really happy for the team to be at least able to play a deciding doubles, and you know, we played really good, and I think it was a really positive day today.
Yannick, I just wanted to ask you about the 3 match points that you saved at 4-5 in the third set in the singles. Can you just talk us through what was going through your head? How did you remain calm in those moments, and what were you trying to do in each of those points?
I know that it was a really important, obviously, important game. We changed not for so long for new balls, so I knew if I'm gonna serve well that maybe I have some free points. But I had to stay in the present moment. It was love 40, and he missed a quite easy backhand, which gave me a little bit of confidence and belief. And then after I served twice, really good. And nothing, you know, after this kind of games, your energy level and then mental level, it's racing, and I think this helped me today.
Yannick, over here. I'm not sure anyone else can maybe say they've beaten Novak Djokovic twice in one afternoon. What does that achievement mean to you?
Yeah, it means a lot. Obviously, before the match, we were talking that it was a really important test today. You know, trying to understand what to expect before the match, and then I think we made a good tactical moment also before the match, and obviously playing it is a little bit different, but I think I have to be really proud about how I handled the situation. And as I said, I'm just very happy for all of us, for the team, and tomorrow we have a great opportunity. We know this, but in the other way we will try to stay as relaxed as possible, you know, keeping the smile in our head, which is important also, and then also to be happy to be here. No, it's not so many. For me, it's the first time that we can play a final in Davis Cup, which it means a lot for us.
One last question in English.
Yannick, just looking forward to the final, and to the other guys, please, as well, and the Australian team that you're facing in the final. You'll be playing De Minaur, presumably, in the second match, and you've got this extraordinary hold over him. I think he's only going to take 1 set off you. How much of an advantage do you think that is for you, and what confidence does that give you?
Well, we don't know who is going to play.
Se ti faccio giocare.
Yeah, we have to decide. We have to, you know, I have a lot of hours in my leg. This I know. If I play against him, it's gonna be different. You know, finals, as I said, it's always different. But let's see. It's his decision. He's the captain of the team, and so he can answer you that.
What do you say?
Thanks, Yannick. No, obviously it's our point of power. Yannick gave us a lot of energy, gave us a lot of confidence in ourselves, obviously. He's a great player, but he's not only a great player, so he's a great person. That's what I like. So, yeah, he's probably in the first position to play tomorrow.
What do you think of the Australian team?
Strong, different. Different from Serbians. Maybe more, maybe closer than Netherlands, as singles and doubles. But still, we have to take care of us, thinking about tomorrow, enjoying today, but focus for tomorrow. So head to tomorrow.
We switch into Italian, per favore, domande in Italian.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Ready? Play.
I want one more thing from you, Francisca. Can you look at the camera, and I want you to say, I am Francisco Jorge, and I am a friend of the show. Can you try it?
I am Francisca Jorge, and I'm a friend. I'm a wait.
Go. It's okay. I want one more thing from you, Francisca. Can you look at the camera, and I want you to say, I am Francisco Jorge, and I am a friend of the show. Can you try it?
I am Francisca Jorge, and I'm a friend. I'm a wait.
Go. It's okay.
I'm Francisca Jorge, and I'm a fan of the show.
One more time. Can you say, I'm a friend of the show?
Friend.
Like amigo.
Friend.
A friend. So, because we joke, we have players come on all the time, they have no idea, but after they've been on, we say, oh, Yelena Ostapenko is a friend of the show. She has no idea. But so if we get you to say, I am Francisca Jorge, or how you say your name, and
I am Francisca Jorge, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect. Thanks. Hey, thanks for taking the time to, well, you haven't got any choice, actually. I'm just talking at you, if you like. But I'm here also to present to you why I think it's not a bad idea and not that expensive as well if you become a member. And this is how you can do it, and this is what you can gain. So if we look here at the Talking Tennis sort of home page, if you like, on YouTube, we can see this little button here which says join. It is also pinned in the live chat as well, and you can also, I think, see it just below most of our videos, certainly the live ones and so on. Now, why is it a good idea to join and become a member? Well, in the live chat, you can add little funny things, you can add emojis and all sorts of things, but possibly more importantly, you can get to access some live videos, such as this one here, where we look back on the last sort of few moments from the Billie Jean King Cup. So there are little bonuses, such as this one, but there are many, many more. And in fact, if we have a quick look at all of the members only stuff, I repeat, you will see very, very quickly some of the top stuff that we've had for members only over the last 12 months since the channel began. Remember, these videos are for members only. You can become a member from as little as about $2 a month, €2 a month, £2 a month, something like that. There are various different things. Oh, and by the way, you'll also be supporting the channel. So it's a win-win-win-win scenario. Let me just show you some of the members only stuff. For example, we've got an exclusive little clip there talking to Laura Siegmund, Laura Tsurenko, her encore interview, some doubles footage there from Monastir, the Germany press conference pre-tournament Billie Jean King Cup,
Claire Burrell talking as well to the media in her press conference in Monastir, Storm Hunter and Alicia Parks interview, Rebecca Masarova, her press conference, Coco Gauff, exclusive for members only, albeit it was in Madrid. But these are just some of the things, some of the interviews and etc. Like Lestien here, a chat with him, Emma Navarro, and so on and so forth. So many little bonus videos available for just €2 a month. So, what are you waiting for? Become a member. Or don't. It's okay.
Ready? Play.
Welcome back. It's been such a long time. No, I'm joking. 45 minutes of rain delay later, and we have got Novak Djokovic and Yannick Hanfmann back on court in Geneva. It's looking a lot drier. I don't know what the forecast's like, whether we're expecting more showers. We will have to wait and see, but not too long of a rain delay, I would suggest this one, so not too bad. But obviously came at a tough time with Novak sort of really struggling to hold serve and close out the set. A lot of break points. I think about 4 break points for Yannick Hanfmann in this 5-3 game. So I think we'll be going back into it at deuce. And it'd be interesting to see whether this rain delay has sort of reset Djokovic. We could have a first set wrapped up pretty quickly. I'm not sure. But just looking at a Geneva forecast on my phone, and it doesn't suggest any more showers. So fingers crossed. We're safe now. in Geneva. Of course, I don't know what anyone else was doing in that 45-minute rain delay. I naturally headed over to a different tennis match and watched a bit of Danielle Collins against Siniakova, who was looking incredibly dominant, and I think just closed that one out 6-1, 6-2. So a pretty routine win for Danielle Collins, as we've come to expect. They're just on court at the moment, practicing some serving, warming up again before they return to the match. Looks like most people have managed to get back in the stadium in time as well. Looking pretty full. Yeah, of course, in terms of the French Open qualifying that I'm sure we're all following at the moment, we did lose Dominic Thiem and Diego Schwartzman in the qualifying rounds today. Both of them at once feels just too cruel. But yeah, a real shame that that's sort of chapters over for them, that they weren't allowed to sort of have that final French Open that they would have wanted. I think even if, I don't know, seems a little bit strange to me to give Dominic a presentation and a trophy, but not a wild card. I think that's, if you warrant that sort of presentation, surely you warrant a wild card. But yeah, tough for both of them to be out of the French Open at this stage and to not get to play in the main draw. But it looks like they had a really nice sort of packed court, the both of them, to say farewell to, at least. These power rankings. I've yeah, top 5. I assume you mean in order, because I would have thought we'd all have the same top 5 at least. I would have thought maybe. But in terms of in order, I'll go from 5 to 1. I'm going to put Danielle Collins in 5th, Coco Gauff 4th, Arina Sabalenka 3rd, Elena Rybakina 2nd, and Iga Świątek 1st. That's going to be my rankings. If that's sort of power rankings in terms of going into the French Open. I know a lot of people would have a problem with my Sabalenka at 3rd rather than 2nd, and I think a lot of people will have that the other way around. But for me, if we're talking about who is the favourite to win the French Open at the moment, obviously that's very, very, very much Iga. And if we're thinking about who could disrupt Iga and who could be the biggest problem, I'd suggest that maybe Elena Rybakina has a little bit more to offer than Sabalenka at the moment. So yeah, I'm going Iga, Elena, Sabalenka, and then Gauff and Collins. We are back underway here with Novak Djokovic, and once again, Hanfmann trying to use the drop shot, and it does work. And I thought Djokovic might come out ready to close out this set. I'm sure that's what he would have wanted, but Novak gets to the drop shot, but can't cover the net, and Hanfmann passes him for another break point. Second serve here for Hanfmann to look at on this break point. Nice backhand return there. Hitting some forehands to each other. Hanfmann goes for the backhand cross court and goes long. A little bit frustrating, I think, that one for Yannick. He could have done better there. But we're back at deuce, and Djokovic is smiling, but I'm pretty sure it's a little bit of a sarcastic smile. I'm not sure he's super happy. Big serve from Djokovic, that. Nice ace down the tee. Sets up his first set point in a long time. If he can close this one out, he'll have done really well to do so. Pooh. Another ace, 2 in a row. Nicely done from Djokovic there. That's the sort of thing I was expecting him to do on his set points and when he was trying to close out the game earlier. But he's managed to do it. He does take the first set. 6-3 pretty soon after we've resumed. So a nice way to end it for Novak. I think those 2 aces might give him a bit of confidence. In terms of the stats, Yannick Hanfmann at 78% first serve in is very healthy. So he is serving well, but Djokovic, obviously, just that one service game, I think, where Hanfmann dipped and Djokovic was able to take advantage. Not winning as much on his second serve, Hanfmann, as well. But yeah, relatively even stats for the first set. Nothing too outlandish. I think 6-3 makes it look less close than it was. It was pretty close, a lot of break points, but Hanfmann unable to take a single one of them, so a little bit worrying for him on the big points. But yeah, in terms of Djokovic, obviously a setup looking towards the rest of the tournament. Taylor Fritz, of course, as I said earlier, no longer a factor in Geneva. He's lost to Mickelson in 3. Not the preparation he would have wanted. I think that's a really disappointing loss for Taylor Fritz after the last few weeks and calling himself Clayler and, and that whole thing. I think a little bit disappointing for him to come away from Geneva this early. But Casper Ruud did manage to come through a tough draw. Well, not a tough draw, a tough match earlier. And he did manage to get that one done. So he is still in it. He's probably Taylor Fritz's biggest, not Taylor Fritz, what am I talking about? Novak Djokovic's bigger competition in this Geneva Open is likely going to be Casper Ruud, especially with Taylor Fritz out and Ben Shelton no longer in it either, I believe. He lost yesterday, to Caboli. Great win for Caboli. Of course, Tommy Paul is also, I believe, in this tournament. He's on the entry list, but I haven't seen him in Geneva so far. Hanfmann getting started in this second set. He is serving and he's 30 love up so far, so good start. Make that 40 love. Good start for him. Quick start as well. Elam, bit disappointed for Ben Shelton. Yeah, I thought that was a bit disappointing. I think Caboli's playing well. Don't get me wrong, but I do think that was a bit of a disappointing result, and I think he's another one, possibly playing Geneva for a little bit more build-up, a little bit more practice before the French Open, and it won't have gone as he hoped. But I don't think he had super high hopes for the clay season anyway, if I'm honest. I did notice, Elam, as well, you've become a member. Well, welcome. Very exciting. That's what you've spent your 45 minutes doing, becoming a member. Very good use of the 45-minute rain delay. And Nerlin, you've returned to us as well. Thank you very much for returning. Djokovic just coming back into this service game. Hanfmann was 40-love up, but 40-30 now, so a bit of a chance for Djokovic. Yeah, hi Matthew. That's what I was expecting as well. I thought as soon as the rain delay happened, when we came back, Djokovic would just get it done pretty quickly and make that set 6-3. But Hanfmann did get a breakpoint chance before that happened, so not as straightforward as it often is after a rain delay. But I agree with you, it does often happen when matches are suspended. Hanfmann has managed to close that game out at 2:30, so that is 1 game to love to Hanfmann in this second set. Lots more votes on the Djokovic poll now. 33 votes, and still a massive majority for Djokovic taking the Geneva title, 85%. I don't blame you. I'm on the same wavelength. I do think he'll be taking the Geneva title. I'm surprised that so many, even though I think it, I'm surprised that so many people also think Djokovic is taking the Geneva title. I think I see quite a lot of sort of negatives surrounding Djokovic at the moment. When I look on Twitter and everything, I think there's a lot of lowered expectations. But talking tennis as a whole, must still believe in Novak. $15 on this Djokovic service game, but gorgeous forehand that Hanfmann's run round and played down the line. Makes it 15-30. Yeah, Matthew, I mean, I don't know how good my forecast is, but I was just looking and I think forecast is fine for the rest of today, but you're right. Tomorrow and Friday, not looking good. And I think, I think it was Sean earlier who was saying, is Djokovic hoping to win this whole tournament, or does he just want some match wins or to play a few matches and feel a little bit better going into the French Open? I really do believe that he's going to want to win this tournament. So yeah, I could see some people pulling out perhaps, but I think the people who've gone to Geneva as a whole are really looking for a bit more preparation and might want to stick it out. Oh, that's a poor backhand from Djokovic into the net, which gives Hanfmann 2 break points. Djokovic apologising for that point there. Not sure that forehand was exactly what he was meant to do, but it did work well. And he saved the first of these Hanfmann break points. Second serve here for Novak. Hanfmann's return into the net, and he's getting frustrated now. So many break points in this match. I'm not sure how many exactly that Hanfmann's had, but it feels like an awful lot to not take a single one of them. I'm not necessarily sure that Djokovic is saving these break points either. I think Hanfmann is giving them away somewhat. Into a baseline rally here, and Djokovic, totally off balance, tries to go for an inside-out forehand that just goes wrong. And another breakpoint for Hanfmann. He's got to start taking some of these soon, otherwise surely he's just going to lose all confidence in being able to break Djokovic. Big hitting in this baseline rally, but forehand to forehand at the moment. Someone's got to switch it. Djokovic switches it. Goes for the drop shot. Just, I don't know what the word for that drop shot is. Ugly. It was not good. It went into the tram lines, and finally, Hanfmann has managed to break Novak Djokovic's serve, which it feels like it had to come at some point. He's had too many chances not to take any of them. And he is 2-love up in this second set. And deservedly so, a few errors from Djokovic there that you wouldn't expect from him. Big serve from Hanfmann there, and Djokovic's return goes long. Another big serve from Hanfmann. Watch him serve sometimes, and I struggle to work out how Djokovic managed to break him in that first set, to be honest. But no, he is serving well at 30-love. Another unreturned serve. I love it when a tennis player proves the point you're trying to make. 40-love. Nice. That's a really brilliant service game from Yannick Hanfmann. Won it to love, makes it 3-love in this second set, and yeah, he's flying. It's a little bit difficult to see how Novak gets back into this if Hanfmann continues to serve at this level. Yeah, Matthew, Novak's service numbers aren't horrendous today, but Hanfmann's are very good, and so comparatively, then yeah, Novak's not serving anywhere near as well, and certainly not as good as we know he's incredibly capable of. Oh, that's a nice picture of Diego Schwartzman. I will miss watching Diego. I really enjoyed watching him, particularly on clay. And you know what I'm like about clay. I love clay, so any sort of clay merchant is somebody I'm going to enjoy. So yeah. Okay, Djokovic serving here to try and keep a bit of a foothold in this second set. It's a good start on return serve, 15 love. And another one, 30 love. I think I just missed that one, Matthew. Sorry, about Novak wanting to win it if the weather was good, but with the constant interruptions, you think his main focus is to regain rhythm and form. Yeah, totally understand what you mean. I just don't really see him pulling out of a tournament, but I understand your point. I sort of think at the moment with the lack of rhythm and form, can he afford to pull out of a tournament and just give it a go at the French Open? I think he'll need the confidence boost of doing well in Geneva. But then, you know, how bad could it be for him and his game and going into the French if he doesn't do well in Geneva? That's the flip side of it, I suppose. Goes for the drop shot, but Hanfmann gets there really comfortably, and all of a sudden it's 30 all. Second serve here for Djokovic, who is really, really taking his time on his service. Into a baseline rally, and honestly, Hanfmann just looks like he's hitting it harder a lot of the time. Novak not coping with it very well. Almost desperately going for a drop shot there that ends up in the net, and Hanfmann with another break point to go a double break. This is not how I saw this second set going, I'll be honest. But Hanfmann back to his regular ways of not being able to take break points. That goes long, and it's on juice. Oh yeah, I totally agree, Matthew. He doesn't absolutely need to win the tournament. That isn't a necessity for him to do well going forward, but I think losing here would be pretty damaging. I mean, I just every time Novak comes into a tournament, I'm the first person to sort of think, I think this is the tournament where he's going to be really good again. And so far, that has not yet come true. But I feel like if I keep saying it every tournament, at some point he's going to be really good again, right? Right? I think so. He has got a game point here to prevent that double break. It's a big serve. It's a nice return as well, but Djokovic deals with it well and does manage to hold there to make it 3-1. Prevent that double break and stay within touching distance in this second set. Ghosty, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. I didn't think I'd be seeing you earlier when Danielle Collins was on. I assumed we'd chosen the wrong match to cover for you, but yes, she did dispatch Siniakova pretty comfortably, didn't she? I watched a bit of it in the rain delay here in Geneva, and yeah, she she looks good, but when does she not? And Siniakova had just had that pretty impressive win over Putintseva, right? So Does that sort of make Danielle Collins' win look even better? I don't know. Hanfmann just sent that forehand a little bit long. So it's 15 all. Yeah, same sentiment, Ghosty. Same sort of idea. Perhaps a little kinder. Got around that backhand brilliantly, Hanfmann, to make it 30-15. He is, I agree, Matthew's generating so much more power in the exchanges. And like I said a second ago, it's almost like at some points Djokovic looks a little bit like he's scrambling, going for the drop shot when it's not really on and isn't sure what to do, which, again, just isn't what we'd expect. Improvised drop shot there from Hanfmann, then for the lob, which Djokovic manages to put away the overhead, but Hanfmann gets it back and Djokovic has to get it back again. That's a brilliant point, probably the best of the match so far. But well finished with that cross-court forehand from Djokovic. I've just noticed seeing a replay that at one point there, Hanfmann hit a one-handed backhand. I didn't even notice when I was watching it. But he's he's hitting a fabulous one-handed backhand there, and he is certainly not a one-handed backhand player. So fair play. That drop shot yet again working for Novak Djokovic, and he's got a break point here. It sort of feels like it's come out of nowhere, but chance for him to get back on level terms. Oh, Hanfmann's gone long there, and Djokovic does get the break back, but mostly from Hanfmann errors. Really, I think he was in control of that rally. He hit a forehand that had Djokovic really off balance, and he just couldn't capitalise. So difficult for Hanfmann there, but good from Novak. A bit more solid in that game, getting a few back, not looking quite so sort of scrambly, if that works. So yeah, 3-2 now to Hanfmann. One Hanf, that's good. I like that, Ghost. Nice. You really feel Novak missed a trick not playing Barcelona. Was moving in the right direction after Monte Carlo and then lost the momentum heading to Rome. Yeah, that's one way to look at it, certainly. But I almost think, we might have to get used to Djokovic not playing a schedule that we expect, or even one that we think is like the optimal schedule for him. It feels like that's maybe not what he's going for this year. It feels like he's going to play the schedule that works for him. He's going to play the events that work for him. And, he might even know that playing Barcelona would have been better, but not in terms of what he wants to do at this stage in tennis, and how much of his time and how many of his weeks of the year he wants to give to tennis, and how many he wants to give to his family. I don't know. Somebody's made a lovely poster for Novak's birthday with a little paper cake on it. It's very, very wrinkled. It looks like somebody's totally crumpled it up and then tried to smooth it back out again, but it's a very nice poster. Hanfmann standing very far back on that return allows Djokovic to hit a drop shot without much issue. Nice serve out wide. And Hanfmann unable to return that one. 30 love. Djokovic going for the drop shot again. Hanfmann gets there, plays a lovely little flick cross court. Djokovic tries to go for the lob, and it's just wide. 30-15. That was a nice return from Hanfmann. Nice wide angle. Djokovic once again goes for the drop shot. I feel like I'm saying that every single point at the moment. But he did, and it was into the net. So 30 all here, and a bit of a chance for Hanfmann. Not if Djokovic can serve aces like those, though. 40-30. I don't know how many of you are also watching it, but there's a ball boy in the background behind Novak Djokovic who looks like he just cannot stop laughing. Like he's really, really trying to stop laughing. But he stood behind him with a huge grin on his face. I think that's a double fault from Novak Djokovic on game point. So we are at deuce once again. Another big baseline rally. Has that Hanfmann forehand gone long? It has. Advantage Djokovic. I wasn't sure how loud that phone would have been, but clearly loud enough. Yeah, sorry about that. Got one of those awful landlines that rings and also reads out the number in the robotic voice. It's horrendous. I hate it. Yeah. He's done well there, Djokovic, at deuce, to sort of close that one out pretty quickly. Hi, Cedric. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're enjoying this Djokovic match so far, if you've been watching. So 3-all in this second set. Hanfmann was 3-love up, so 3 games in a row here for Novak Djokovic. And feels like he's got a lot of the momentum, but he doesn't look home free or anything like it just yet. Once again, Hanfmann goes for the drop shot. Djokovic puts it back short, and Hanfmann doesn't deal with it well. Love 15. Oh, big serve from Hanfmann, and it really looked like he was in control, but Djokovic just manages to put it a little bit out of his reach. And he just digs it into the net, Hanfmann. So love 30, and it's looking like Djokovic is hoping to make this 4 games in a row pretty quickly. From 3 love down. Yes, everybody apart from Nerlin is very excited about you becoming a member, Elam. So I think that counts. Again, a baseline rally. Djokovic came right up to return that Hanfmann serve, came right inside the baseline, sort of allowed him to get the upper hand in the rally, and he did manage to secure 3 break points, Djokovic. So looking like he could be taking this momentum and running with it, as we might expect. Nice to see you as well, Nick, that you're watching. We're all very much on the edge of our seats for your WTA power rankings. Soon enough, I'm excited to see how you chose them. Hanfmann saves that first break point. And the second, nice serve, unreturned. I'm glad you've mentioned that, Ghosty, about Djokovic's shirt, because I've got a real issue with the fact that loads of the kits that I've seen coming out for Roland Garros recently, so many of them are orange. Why would they be orange? I don't understand. It's been really bugging me. I don't want them to fade into the background and blend in and become chameleons on a tennis court. That's not really the vibe I'm going for Roland Garros, but they're all going to blend in. Strange. Maybe it is on purpose, because there are so many orange kits that it feels like it's sort of there's a reason. Maybe they want to sort of, there's an advantage to camouflage. I love the idea that that camouflage is up there on tennis priorities. Anyway, while I've been talking about how annoyed I'm getting at orange kits, Djokovic has managed to break Hanfmann, get that 4th game in a row, change the momentum completely, and he's ahead now in this second set and looking pretty strong. But he was looking strong before, and look what happened. So I'm not going to get too excited too quickly. Yes, it could be a laundry. That's a good point, actually, Nick. And also, like, if you fall, nobody's going to look at you and think, you've got clay all over you, because it's just going to blend in. That's very true. I've seen so much about Iga's kit. I'm really, I'd like to see less on Twitter about Iga's kit, if anything. Seems to have massively divided opinion. I'm just happy to see her in something different, I suppose, but the bar is probably quite low on that front. One of Mehdi's many complaints about clay. is the socks, amongst a myriad of other complaints about clay. 15 love here for Djokovic. Honestly, I could listen to Mehdi complain about clay all day. And I love clay. But he can complain about it all he likes. I love it. Second serve for Djokovic here. Yeah, Hanfmann just seeming to come up short on these baseline rallies now, whereas before he was really dominating them. Now he seems to be struggling to keep up, struggling to keep it above the net or keep it in the court. Huge serve from Djokovic to make it 40 love. Oof. Unfortunate net cord for Hanfmann means the ball pops up for Djokovic to put away, and he puts it long. Really poor from Novak there. But it's 40-15, so it's not too costly in theory. And also, I think that's basically Mehdi's main tactic in tennis, is just to make sure you never know if he's serious or not, right? Djokovic puts that one away pretty simply, and he's one game away from winning the match here. Which hasn't been straightforward by any means, but that might be a good thing if he's tested. Obviously, if you just looked at the score of this match, you'd think it was pretty straightforward. It's not been. And I think Djokovic needs a bit of testing, but needs to come through that testing like he hasn't recently. Lovely forehand down the line from Novak. We'll, of course, play the winner of Shapovalov against Griekspoor. Which is an interesting match in itself, if you ask me, because I think Griekspoor has looked really quite good recently, and I feel like Shapo's kind of building to something, some sort of comeback. Oh, that one was nice from Novak, and he knows it. He is smiling. He's on the run there, but somehow manages to pull off the forehand cross-court passing shot. Some speed on that. He is very impressed with himself, and I will I think he deserves it. Nicely done. Did he make that return? He did. He made that return as well. Oh, something's happened to Novak Djokovic here in this game. he's pretty happy with it himself. He's gesturing to the crowd. He's got 3 match points here. After 3 incredible points to get to this stage on the Hanfmann serve. Trying to move Hanfmann around as much as possible, find that angle, and then goes for the drop shot. What a surprise. This one doesn't work. Goes in the net. 15-40. second match point here. Nice backhand return down the line from Novak, but Hanfmann does get there. And they're into another one of these baseline rallies. And yet again, Hanfmann comes up short. That forehand into the net. And Djokovic does manage to get this one done. It's looking pretty ropey at 3-love in this second set. But that's 6 games in a row to close out that second set. So that's got to give him a bit of confidence, especially that final game where he was looking a little bit more like Novak Djokovic. So he'll be happy with that, I think, especially, you know, rain delay, all the sort of issues during that match. I think he's done pretty well to come through it. But obviously, Hanfmann, not a massive, massive test, and he will be wanting to face some of the players a little bit higher up in this draw, such as, little segue, Casper Ruud, who I think, you know, Nick asking, is there anyone in the Geneva draw that Novak should be scared of? I think you've got to say Casper Ruud. I'm not super convinced by Casper Ruud at the moment. It feels like he's just dipped again, just as he was really cresting, which is a shame. So, you know, it's difficult, but it's still, you know, it's still someone that Novak's got to be a little bit cautious of. Obviously, no more Fritz, no more Shelton. Those might have been the ones that he was looking at, but it might be looking a little bit more straightforward for him now. But nothing's straightforward for Novak at the moment, so it's difficult to tell. I think anyone can be an issue for him at the moment. What's happened to my voice? Oh, sorry about that. We've got COVID in the house, and I'm just waiting to get it, to be honest, at the moment. So any sort of tickle, I'm like, oh no. But it's a nice moment on court at the moment for anyone watching. They've brought out a lovely, lovely cake for Novak's birthday with a lot of huge sparklers on it. It actually looks like a really nice cake. I'm not gonna lie. It's got like these shards of chocolate. Yeah, that'd be my kind of cake. But yeah, nice win for Novak. Most important today, I think, to, you know, sometimes, especially in football, we talk about whether a team need to have a good performance or they just need a result to boost confidence. I think more than anything at the moment, Novak needs some results. He needs some wins on the board. No matter the sort of performance in there, I think he just needs to win some matches. So that's a good start for now, and I think he'll be hoping to build on that going into the rest of the week here in Geneva. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the sort of number 1 seed and number 2 seed, him and Casper, get to the final. I think that's a fun final to look forward to here in Geneva. Certainly, I'd be looking forward to that one to see what's kind of going to happen there. But yeah, we'll sort of wrap things up there. Thanks so much for joining me for this match for Novak Djokovic. Hope to see you again soon. Obviously, we're coming up to the French Open, so there's going to be a ton of talking tennis content for you to consume. And obviously, the first one for you to know about is tomorrow's draw, which I believe Damien will be hosting along with maybe some other people, I don't know. But make sure you join us live tomorrow for the French Open draw. Very exciting. I'm looking forward to that one, and for all the content that's to come in the coming days. But thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you too. And in the meantime, make sure you keep talking tennis.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.